International Financial Management, submitted by Akshata Kudva. My topic is surplus and deficit in the balance of payments, importance and limitations of balance of payment statistics. Balance of payment disequilibrium. Balance of payment is a double entry accounting record. Then, apart from the errors and omissions, it must always balance. The deficit and surplus balance of payment indicate imbalance in the balance of payment. This imbalance is interpreted as balance of payment disequilibrium. A country's balance of payment is said to be in disequilibrium when its autonomous receipts are not equal to its autonomous payments. That is, balance of payment must be a balance. If any deficit or surplus in the balance of payment, then it is called as balance of payment in disequilibrium. A country's balance of payment is a disequilibrium when receipts are not equal to payments. Balance of payment deficit. A deficit or an unfavorable balances exists when the value of autonomous debit items exceeds the value of autonomous credit items. When value of debit items are more than the credit items, then it will be said as deficit in the balance of payment. Balance of payment surplus. A surplus or a favorable balance exists when the value of autonomous credit items exceeds the value of autonomous debit items. It is a vice versa of balance of payment deficits. Here, credit items are more than the debit items. Types of disequilibrium. Cyclical disequilibrium. It occurs on account of trade cycle. Depending upon the different phases of trade cycles like prosperity and depression, demand and other forces vary, causing changes in the terms of trade as well as growth of trade, and accordingly a surplus or deficit will result in the balance of payments. It will occur when the business cycle changes. When business cycle is switched to boom, to prosperity or to depression, then it will affect to the trade. It will lead to deficit or surplus in the balance of payment. In short, cyclical fluctuation causes disequilibrium in the balance of payment because of cyclical changes in income, employment, output, and price variables. In short, we can say that cyclical fluctuation causes disequilibrium because it affects income, employment, output, and price are variables. Second one, structural disequilibrium. It emerges on ac- it emerges on account of structural changes occurring in some sectors of the economy at home or abroad, which may alter the demand or supply relations of exports or imports or both. It will occur when structure changes are occur in domestic or abroad. It will make changes in demand and supply relations of the exports or imports or both. Suppose the foreign demand for India's jute products declines because of some substitutes, then the resources employed by India in the production of jute goods will have to be shifted to some other commodities of export. For example, if India's jute products are substitutes with some other goods, then exports of jute product are declined, so production of jute must be shifted with some other product which are more in demand to export. Short-run disequilibrium. A short-run disequilibrium in a country's balance of payment will be a temporary one lasting for a short period which may occur once in a while. It is a temporary one which is lasting for a short period which may occur once in a while. When a country borrows or lends internationally, it will have a short run disequilibrium in its balance of payment as these loans are usually for a short period or even if they are for a long duration. They are repayable or later on, hence, the position will be automatically corrected and poses no serious problems. When a country borrows or lends loan from internationally, it will lead to short-run disequilibrium. Then they are repayable and it will not cause any serious problems in the balance of payment position. Long run disequilibrium. The long term disequilibrium thus refers to the deep rooted persistent deficit or a surplus in the balance of payment of a country. It is a secular disequilibrium emerging on the account of the chronologically accumulated short term disequilibria, deficits, or surpluses. In countries' balance of payment, there is a deep rooted deficit or surplus or occur. It emerging from a short term disequilibrium. It endangers the exchange stability of the country is concerned, especially a long term deficit in the balance of payment of a country tends to deplete its foreign exchange reserves, and countries may also not be able to raise any more loans from foreigners during such a period of persistent deficits. It will shake the stability in the country's exchange system. Uh, a long term deficit in the balance of payment may tend to decrease in foreign exchange reserves, and countries cannot borrow any loan from foreigners. Causes for disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Trade cycles. Cyclical fluctuation, their phases and amplitudes differences in different countries generally produce cyclical disequilibrium. Trade cycle phases are different from country to country. It may occur disequilibrium. Huge developmental and investment programs. Huge development and investment programs in the developing economies are the root causes of disequilibrium in the balance of payment of these countries. If country is consideration undertaken huge development and investment programs that may affect to the balance of payment disequilibrium. Changing export demand. A vast increase in the domestic production of foodstuffs, raw materials, substitute goods, etc. in advanced countries has decreased their need for import from the agrarian underdeveloped countries. Thus, the export demand has considerably changed, resulting in the structural disequilibrium in these countries. If advanced countries are producing foodstuffs, raw materials in their country, then it will affect the export goods from underdeveloped countries. So this is also called for disequilibrium. Population growth. High population growth in poor countries also had adversely affected their balance of payment position. It is easy to see that an increase in population increases the need of these countries for imports and decreases the capacity to export. If population growth are high in poor countries, needs to high the import and decrease the export. Fifth one, huge external borrowings. Another reason for surplus or deficit in the balance of payment arises out of international borrowings and investment. A country may tend to have an adverse balance of payment when it borrows heavily from another country, while the lending country will tend to have a favorable balance and the receiving country will have a deficit balance of payment. If country made huge borrowings from external countries, this causes changes in the balance of payment. One who gave loan to the other country may have the position of surplus, whereas who receives the loan may have a deficit position in the balance of payment. Sixth one, inflation. Owing to rapid economic development, the resulting income and price effects will adversely affect the balance of payment position of developing country. In developing country, if economy developed rapidly, then income and price are fluctuated, which causes disequilibrium. Seventh one, demonstration effect. Demonstration effect is another most important factor causing deficit in the balance of payment of a country, especially of an underdeveloped country. This effect mainly were on underdeveloped country where people of these countries contact with the advanced countries. By this, they must adopt the culture, the style of advanced countries, which will boost to import and decrease the export. When people of underdeveloped nations come into contact with those of advanced countries through economic, political, or social relations, there will be a demonstration effect on the consumption pattern of these people, and they will desire to have a Western style goods and a pattern of consumption so that their propensity to import increases, whereas their export quantum may remain the same or may even decline with the increase in income, thus causing an adverse balance of payment of a country. Reciprocal demands. Terms of trade country since intensity of reciprocal demand for products of different countries differs, terms of trade of a country may be set differently with the different countries under multi-trade transaction, which may lead to disequilibrium in a way. Terms of trade of a country is differ from one another, so demand for a recipient product may be differ from one country to another. Measures to correct balance of payment disequilibrium. Monetary measures for correcting the balance of payment. First one, deflation. Deflation means falling prices. Deflation has been used as a measure to correct deficit disequilibrium. A country faces deficit when its import exceeds export. Deflation means falling in price. It deficits disequilibrium is there in balance of payment, that means imports are more than the exports. Deflation is brought through monetary measures like bank rate policy, open market operations, etc., or through fiscal measures like higher taxation, reduction in public expenditure, etc. To maintain balance of payment, country will adopt deflation where it may changes in bank rate policies, open market operations, etc. Exchange depreciation. Exchange depreciation means decline in the rate of exchange of domestic currency in terms of foreign currency. This device implies that a country has adopted a flexible exchange rate policy. If a country is adopted flexible exchange rate policy, then it can easily decrease the rate of exchange of domestic currency with the foreign currency. Devaluation. Devaluation refers to the deliberate attempt made by monetary authorities to bring down the value of home currency against the foreign currency, while depreciation is a spontaneous fall due to interaction of market forces. Devaluation is official act enforced by the monetary authority, where depreciation is fall due to market forces, whereas devaluation is official act by the monetary authority, where they where the down value of a home currency against a foreign currency. Fourth one, exchange control. To complete control step taken by the monetary authority to enjoy complete control over the exchange dealings. Under such measure, the central bank directs all exports to surrender their foreign exchange to the central authority. To enjoy complete control over the exchange dealings, monetary authority made a decision that in this time all the exports must surrender their foreign exchange to the central authority. Non-monetary measures for correcting the balance of payment. In this, there is first one, tariffs. Tariffs are duties, taxes imposed on imports. When tariffs are imposed, the prices of imports would increase to the extent of tariff. The increased prices will reduce the demand for imported goods, and at the time include domestic producers to produce more of import substitutes. It will impose to decrease the demand of imports, and it will induce to domestic producers to produce more of the import substitutes. Quotas. Under the quota system, The government may fix and permit the maximum quantity or value of commodity to be imported during a given period. By restricting imports through the quota system, the deficit is reduced and balance of payment position is improved. Government fix and permit on the maximum quantity or value of a commodity are to be imported. Export promotion. The government can adopt export promotion measures to correct disequilibrium in the balance of payments. This includes substitute tax concessions to exporters, marketing facilities, credit and incentives to exporters, etc. Fiscal and monetary measures adopted to encourage industrial producing import substitutes. Import substitution. A country may resort to import substitution to reduce the volume of imports and make it self-reliant. Fiscal and monetary measures may be adopted to encourage industrial producing import substitutes. Advantages of balance of payment statistics. Advantages of balance of payment to international businessmen and bankers. The study of balance of payment has become a matter of great interest to all concerned. It has been said that balance of payment is just like a financial statement of a bank or a business that reveals the financial condition of the country. The document is so important that it is considered as the economic barometer of a country's health. It can furnish the key to understanding of a country's economic problem. Here, balance of payment is just like a financial statement of a bank or a business that reveals the financial position of a country. It will help to understand the country's economic problems. Other uses of balance of payment are as follows. First one, it is of great value in forecasting and evaluating its business and economic condition. The more accurate material in the balance of payments, the more valuable it becomes as basis for the study of the economic and business conditions of a country. To study economic and business condition of a country, the balance of payment is more valuable. Second one, the balance of payments can also serve as a basis to evaluate a country's solvency. It is to determine the appropriateness of exchange value of its currency. Here, balance of payment helps to determine the appropriate exchange value of its currency. Third one, it also reveals the nature, size, composition, and direction of a country's international trade. Trade of visible and invisible items which form part of a balance of payments. A close study of it will give an idea of a country's individual production and its internal and external demands. Balance of payment includes visible and invisible items. So, it will give an idea of a country's industrial production and internal and external demand. It clarifies the foreign exchange position of a country. This can be used as a basis for businessmen in selecting markets for their products. Balance of payment helps businessmen to select a market for their proper market for their products. Fifth one, it also helps to decide the trade, industrial, and economic policies of the government. If a balance of payment is favorable, the government will take a liberal view of imports. Otherwise, different types of restriction, that is, tariffs and non-tariff measures, will be imposed as a corrective measures. Here, balance of payment is a basic document which gives direction to government policies and programs. It will naturally affect the international trade. Thus, it can be said that the study of balance of payments position of a country is very useful for an international business as it helps to decide that his domestic or foreign trade policies, programs, procedures, and strategies. It is a basic document that gives a direction to government policies and programs. Limitations of balance of payment statistics. First one, coverage of transaction. In that, central banks, governments, and other authorities. Balance of payment cannot Balance of payment account should make a clear distinction between the autonomous or market induced transactions and accommodating transactions undertaken by the central banks and government, etc. Here, balance of payment clear distinct between the alternatives between the autonomous and accommodating transactions, which is undertaken by the central banks and government, etc. Authorities are only expected to accommodating transactions. The authorities are expected to undertake only accommodating transactions. Their transactions cover both varieties and this poses a problem of estimating the overall balance of payment surplus or deficit. But it covers both varieties, so it is a problem in estimating balance of payment surplus or deficit. Second one, international institutions. International institutions are not residents of any specific country, but their activities generate huge volume of inter-country transaction and their offices have to be located somewhere. International institutions which are not resident of any specific country and it generate a huge volume of inter-country transactions. Third one, illegal transactions. Illegal transactions like smuggling and transfer of funds through illegal channels also poses their own problems. Such transactions do not find a place in the official balance of payment account. Here, illegal transactions will not find a place in official balance of payment account. So, it poses their own problems. Second one, classification of items. For revealing their accounting and economic significance, external transactions of a country should be aggregated into categories which the authorities consider appropriate and relevant. However, there is no classification which can be rated as an ideal ideal one for all countries and for all times. To reveal significance of accounting and economic external transaction of a country should be categorized, but there is no such classifications which can be ideal for all countries and for all times. Agreements and their implementations. There is a time gap between legal agreements which govern the international flow of goods, services, and capital funds and the actual implementation of these agreements. Consequently, a sizable portion of external transactions of a country are spread over two or more balance of payment time intervals. In legal agreement which govern the international flow of goods or services capital funds are having time gap with the actual implementation of these agreements. Valuation. External transactions of a country cannot be aggregated in physical units. They have to be converted into monetary equivalents. External transactions of a country involve a conversion of values from one currency into another. Here, external transaction of a country's involves conversion of value from one country into another. Thank you.